French election. Macron loses absolute majority in parliament in democratic shock. Paris. French President Emmanuel Macron misplaced manipulate of the National Assembly in legislative elections on Sunday, a first-rate setback that could throw the USA into political paralysis unless he's able to negotiate alliances with different events. Macron's centrist Ensemble coalition, which wants to increase the retirement age and similarly deepen EU integration, changed into On Direction to turn out to be with the most seats in Sunday's election. But they will be properly quick of the absolute majority had to manage parliament, near final results showed. A vast left-wing alliance becomes set to be the most important opposition institution, while the far-right scored record-high wins and the Conservatives were probable to end up kingmakers. Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire, known as the final results a democratic surprise, and brought that if different blocs did not cooperate, this would block our potential to reform and protect the French. A hung parliament would require a degree of power-sharing and compromises among events no longer skilled in France in latest a long time. There is not any set script in France for the way matters will now unfold. The remaining time a newly elected president failed to get an outright majority in parliamentary elections became in 1988. The result is a danger for our United States of America in view of the challenges we have to face, Prime Minister Elizabeth Borne said, while adding that from Monday on, Macron's camp will paintings tour seeking for alliances. Macron should finally call a snap election if legislative gridlock ensues. The rout of the presidential birthday party is whole and there is no clear majority in sight, hard-left veteran Jean-Luc Mélenchon told cheering supporters. Left-wing liberation referred to as the result, a slap, for Macron, an economic each day less echoes, an earthquake. Alliances. United behind Mélenchon, left-wing events were seen on path to triple their score from the remaining legislative election in 2017. In another vast trade for French politics, far-right chief Marine Le Pen's National Rally birthday party may want to rating a tenfold boom in MPs with as many as 9,095 seats, preliminary projections showed. That will be the celebration's biggest ever representation inside the assembly. Initial projections via pollsters IFOP, Opinionway, Alabe and Ipsos confirmed Macron's Ensemble alliance winning 230,250 seats, the left-wing NUPES alliance securing 141,175 and Les Républicains 6,075. Macron have become in April the primary French president in 2 decades to win a second time period, as electorate rallied to hold the far-right out of electricity. But, visible as out of touch by means of many citizens, he presides over a deeply disillusioned and divided us of a wherein guide for populist events on the right and left has surged. His capability to pursue in addition reform of the Euroquarter's second biggest economy hinges on prevailing guide for his rules from moderates out of doors, his alliance on both the right and left. Moderates. Macron and his allies must now determine whether or not to are looking for an alliance with the conservative Les Républicains, who came fourth, or run a minority government in order to must negotiate payments with different parties on a case-by-case foundation. There are moderates at the benches, on the proper, on the left. There are mild socialists and there are people on the right who, perhaps, on rules, might be on our aspect, government spokeswoman Olivia Grégoire said. Les Républicains' platform is greater well suited with Ensemble than different events. The two collectively have a danger at an absolute majority in very last consequences, which calls for as a minimum 289 seats in the lower residence. Christian Jacob, the pinnacle of Les Républicains, said his party will continue to be in the competition, however be constructive, suggesting case-by-case offers instead of a coalition percent. The former head of the National Assembly, Richard Ferrand, and Health Minister Brigitte Bourguignon misplaced their seats, in primary defeats for Macron's camp. Macron had appealed for a robust mandate all through a bitter campaign held towards the backdrop of a warfare on Europe's eastern fringe that has tightened food and electricity supplies and sent inflation soaring, eroding family budgets. Mélenchon's NUPES alliance campaigned on freezing the charges of critical goods, reducing the retirement age, capping inheritance and banning groups that pay dividends from firing employees. Mélenchon also calls for disobedience closer to the European Union.